Our fourth story on the countdown, much like President Bush claiming that he supports the troops while slamming the very people who want to get those troops out of harm's way, so Bill O'Reilly is now claiming he supports U.S. troops in Afghanistan while slamming the very people who have supported them and millions of other servicemen and women since before the Frank Burns of news was even born. Returning from what looks like in this footage a book signing tour in Afghanistan over the weekend, Bill O told the Associated Press that he was disappointed that the USO, quote, doesn't put anybody out here. He gave out his books and paraphernalia, obviously an attempt to finally assess what torture is. And as to why he put himself out there, quoting again, I went to thank these guys on behalf of me and my audience. As far as I know, the only famous people in the past year were Toby Keith and me. Nobody visits these guys, tells them we appreciate what they're doing. Nobody except the 12 acts that visited Afghanistan alone last year, including Gary Sinise, the actor, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, and Al Franken. Oh, and the 19 different celebrities who are visiting Afghanistan this year. In fact, the USO by September of this year alone had already produced 37 overseas tours entertaining 100,000 troops in 14 different countries. There are many more on the way. The USO has now written a letter to Bill O'Reilly explaining just how much it has done for the troops and adding, quote, if you really want to support America's servicemen and women and their families, please set the record straight, both on your show and with the AP, the Associated Press, on the work the USO is doing right now on behalf of the nation's troops, and encourage your viewers to support the USO. More on him in a moment. First, more on what we told you about last night, wounded Iraqi veteran Jordan Fox, who was asked to return some of the money he had gotten for signing up with the U.S. Army. The claim being he did not serve out his tour. He had to refund some of the bonus. He didn't serve out the tour because of, he says, an IED attack that blinded him in one eye. The Pentagon now says its request was a mistake, that Mr. Fox does not have to pay them back. They are now searching their records for other wounded veterans who might have gotten similar demands to make sure they get back any money they might have been asked to refund. But there is a loophole even in this amended Pentagon policy, according to the Pittsburgh area Congressman Jason Altmaier, who says he's trying to correct it. Right now, the policy extends only to bonuses the Pentagon already paid its recruits. It does not guarantee recruits whose bonuses might have been deferred that they will still receive 100% of them if they are wounded in the line of duty and have to be sent home. Joining us now, the chairman of VoteVets.org, John Soltz. Good to see you in person, sir.
Oh, it's great to be in here.
We'll get to the president and O'Reilly and the USO in a moment, but let me start with the refunds on the recruitment bonuses. We don't know if it's one case or it's 1,000 cases. We don't know about the one case that's been reversed, the kid from outside Pittsburgh. But honestly, unless there's a dishonorable discharge involved or a court-martial, it's implausible that anybody would have the nerve to do this, isn't it?
This is ridiculous. I actually think that everybody in the whole part of the political spectrum, Republican, Democrat, thinks this is appalling. Probably even the president. But once again, you have a situation where the military is overextended. And so you have, certain situations where, we were putting soldiers out on chapters for a long time in the military. Maybe it was they weren't medically fit for duty or they had enlisted. And so then they're like you said, dishonorable discharge, and they would send the money back. And I just don't think the system was prepared for the amount of wounded veterans that are getting pushed out of the system. And, we feel great that Congressman Altmaier has taken it upon himself about 2 months ago, actually, to drop this legislation. It was a race we were heavily involved with. VoteVets.org was last cycle. We ran a lot of ads, about $80,000 worth against his opponent, Melissa Hart, and to see a new congressman come in and take the lead. If the president won't fix this quickly, it's great that there's Congressman Altmaier who's going to put out this important legislation.
Well, let's hope it's isolated. Let's hope it was bookkeeping, neither of which could be said about Bill O'Reilly. The USO, maybe the last non-politicized support group for the troops, attack the USO?
I love the USO. When I was in Kosovo and I was platoon leader in 2000, the USO, they brought Laker girls out to see us. When we wanted to watch football, we'd go down to the USO tent and watch football. So if Bill O'Reilly's not the worst person in the world for this, I don't know when he would be. But on Sunday night, Keith, when I'm watching you, all those soldiers in Iraq, they're going to watch Sunday Night Football. They see you on there. And I think it'd be interesting for you to let them know what Bill O'Reilly really thinks of the USO. They do great work. They deserve all of our respect, all Americans. It's Thanksgiving. I wish, great Thanksgiving to everyone in the country. But the work that they do for our soldiers in this holiday season is tremendous. And it's more than just people, entertainers going over there. They have facilities in all of our airports. I mean, they do great work. They're totally nonpartisan. And it's unfortunate you have a political hack taking a shot at a veteran service organization.
Here's the difference, though. I wouldn't, as tempting as it might be to go and say that during the football show, it seems to me just for their benefit, we leave the politics out of the football show. I mean, I just leave it out of there because there are places to do this and places not to, and he doesn't know which is which. You don't attack the USO.
You don't attack the USO.
And if that's the other thing about this is if people of him, he and people of his ilk are believing that, gee, that what will really solve our problems in Afghanistan and Iraq is more celebrities, not you know, more body armor or shorter tours.
It was great in Baghdad when Kid Rock came. It was great when Arnold Schwarzenegger came. But the bottom line is Bill O'Reilly's got his entire show 1 hour a night. And you had things like the Webb-Hagel bill that did not pass the United States Senate, where if you spent 15 months in Iraq, you got 15 months at home. Because Mitch McConnell, the Republican minority leader from Kentucky, has, you know, filibustered the vote. Now you're going to have a new GI Bill from Senator Webb and Senator Hagel that's going to come to the floor. We'll see where you know, guys like Bill O'Reilly are at. Where are Rush Limbaugh? Where are these, you know, these chicken hawk pundits when there's real legislation to make a difference? Where are they on fully funding the Veterans Administration? I mean, unfortunately for the Republican Party going into this next election, they've been against veterans, voting against funding veterans issues for a long time. And I call on all the veteran service organizations and our organization, Vote Vets. I mean, we're going to hold these politicians accountable electorally when they don't do these things. And let's see where O'Reilly is on the issues that matter. Where are we with the Dole Chaleo report? Nowhere. And we've got to, you know, we got to make some progress here. So veterans need our help, and these guys are all talk, no action.
Yeah, you can take care of the electoral part, and the viewers and listeners have to take care of the viewing and listening part. The VoteVets.org chairman, John Soltz. Great, thanks for joining us,
Thanks for
especially in person, sir. Good to see you.
Appreciate it.